Good afternoon. So I have another bolt action unboxing and quick review for you. This is for Warlord Games BT-7A. This is the 7A. This is the BT-7 tank that carried a small howitzer in it rather than an anti-tank gun. And I know I reviewed Warlord's BT-7, but there's a reason I want to do this one because this kit is different. And I'm surprised it's different, but I'm happy that that's the case. So I'm going to slide this guy out. And it's more than just the turret that's different. So, first of all, this is the chassis. And at first glance, it's very similar to the other BT-7, with one minor exception. The tracks are not integral to the fenders here. So they're actually different. They're actually separate. This is a really cool thing, and I'll get to those in a moment. The detail's crisp. Again, the BT-7's got some interesting lines to it. We've got some detail along the edge here. The back grill and all is nice. This is nicely shaped. There's a little bit of an indent under here, which is nice. It's a good detail. This is actually cleaner than the other one that I've seen. Your tools are actually fairly clean. I know they're molded on. It would be kind of cool to have them separate so that you can detail those up and wash them before you get them on. You have a little bit of surface texture here and pretty much around the whole kit. This is actually texture. It's not just mold release to it. There's some texture here. So this molding is very crisp. I'm very happy with that. This is your turret, obviously. Those who are familiar with the later war BT-7s will notice this is a very early version of those upper hatches. The later hatches were square and both opened forward and gave the tank commander a quote-unquote shield to hide behind. But that's a little nitpicky thing. It's not too worrisome. This is an injection port, which is easy to clean up. There's really not much. It's also tucked up underneath the turret, so that's not really that gate's not a problem. Your barrel's not really drilled out. You can see there's a little bit of angle to the housing here, but we can clean that up. That I'll drill out with a pin vise, just to give it a little more interest there. So this is the part I wanted to get to that I think is relevant to what we're dealing with here. Your tracks are still one piece, but they're molded separately. So even though you don't have wheels and tracks, which is what would be really nice for modeling and weathering and all that stuff and painting, what you do have is your tracks and wheels as a separate piece altogether. So the cool part is these guys are going to go in, and I've got it on backwards again. These guys are going to drop in there, and they have a locating spot right there. And you can get this thing mounted, but you can do all your painting. There's even a little bit of a sag, so a little bit of character to the tracks there. So you can get these things all put together properly. Maybe I am putting these together wrong. Yeah, there we go. That's the correct way. I thought that thing belonged in the back. So you get these things dropped in. You can do all your painting and detailing up. So you can detail and do your base painting and all the stuff where you've got to get in the back here and get to the back of these wheels. You can do all that before you put it together. So that's a really nice little feature. I like that. That made me very happy. That's actually why I'm doing this review, specifically for that part, because that means a lot to me. That's being able to do that detail rather than basically paint your kit together and then have to just deal with the fact that those are all together. Now there's one of your hatches. Now this hatch is for the oblong top. So That doesn't work well with this. So let's see what else we have in here. These here are your two exhaust ports and your tow cable mounts that go to the back. Those are the same as in the other kit. Now if you look here, these look to be similar. This looks like to be the same bag. This is pretty much the same bag, the same set. So there's your light. There's the light that goes on the gun. We've got the gun barrel here. And then this is your commander's upper body, and it's a much smaller upper body than, it's not your whole torso, it's just the commander's just top of the body. So that would have him poking out that small hole there. And then there's the hatch that matches this turret. So they toss in here pretty much everything for the BT-7 and the BT-7A. But this particular part, this is the part that I like, and I think maybe I just got an earlier, the BT-7 that I got was either earlier version. I hope that this is what is expected now going forward. I like these in plastic. I would prefer these wheels and track separate, but again, Warlord focuses on game miniature rather than modeling detail needs. But of the two options I have, the BT-7 that I have with everything together or this, I much prefer this, and I can work with this even better. I have a couple of these. One of these I actually want to try and get to display level, get it to the point where it's a nice display quality rather than just a gaming miniature. So I think we're going to give this one a shot. But I wanted to share that. Again, this is the Warlord BT-7A from Warlord Games, 1/56 scale for bolt action. Thank you very much for watching, and happy gaming.